Welcome back to Invest Global. Today we're in Arequipa, Peru, the second largest city with just under 900,000 people. Now, we're touring 5 different properties today. I'll be breaking down the numbers, kind of the thesis in this, starting out with this 12-bedroom, 12-bath hotel. Very interesting space here. Actually, very, very cheap price in my personal opinion. $500,000 for this. This is on the main road that everybody walks on going to that main Plaza de Armas in Arequipa. Now, pretty much every town across Peru has a Plaza de Armas. That kind of first clip and the last clips I'll be showing you throughout this video kind of highlight that Plaza de Armas. Very beautiful, tons of activity, a lot of people kind of running around here. And if you don't want to be in a big city like Lima, you don't want to invest there, Arequipa is much more laid back. They call this the White City. And a hotel like this is beautiful. It's kind of vintage, it has all these stone walls. And the interesting thing is, it's a 12 bed, 12 bath, but there's actually a house at the very back. And the house has kind of this beautiful area where you saw in the beginning, kind of that view over the city. And these other properties I'll be showing you throughout the video also are very interesting. There's kind of a wide variety. And throughout this, I'll provide timestamps. I'll kind of show you everything. And then if you guys want any more kind of nitty gritty details on the actual data on any of these properties, you can always just reach out to us in the comments, the Telegram group, or the email down below in the description. We can facilitate real estate transactions across the world via pretty much any payment method. We've done this with crypto and a few other things. So if you guys are interested in that, just contact us down below with any of these properties. Like I said, it's a wide variety. Personally, I see this, a lot of these is kind of like plug-in cash flow businesses. Obviously, this one is a bit higher of an overhead, but it's ready to go. The staff's there, everything's kind of included with it. Everything you see throughout the video is there. And now we're kind of moving into more of the house area. So it's a bit separated. This is where, the owner has lived for a long time. This has about, I think, 5 bed, 5 bath, if I remember correctly, washing machine, full kitchen, everything. And like I said, with the actual purchase of the property, it includes 3 employees that are already there. And that's one thing, whenever I'm working with emerging market real estate, I always kind of like to try and keep the local workers that are already in the business instead of just bringing in all foreigners, because it helps with the community, and then it's a bit more smooth, it's frictionless. In that way, you don't have to worry about hiring all these different people. You can kind of vet them, speak with the owner, but this is something we can help you guys out with if you're interested in, even doing this remotely. You don't even have to physically be in Arequipa. But yeah, anyways, this is, just a bit more of the house. And here in a second, I'll kind of show you that top area where actually you could build on it. It's this beautiful kind of balcony, and the rest of these properties. So we're kind of going up here now, and you can build up here and potentially, make this possible for some of the guests to actually come up here. And, what I was thinking is possibly kind of just incorporating that house, maybe having it as more of an Airbnb. But now we're kind of moving on to the second property. This is a commercial property. It's only $300 a month. It's right at the end of this main road where there's a ton of traffic. So like I said, Arequipa is very walkable, a bit different than Lima. Lima, there's tons of different districts. It's around 10 million people. If you guys haven't already, check out my full in-depth kind of deep dive into Lima, where, I was in Peru for a total of 2 months. We're recording this, I'm now in Bolivia. But, Lima has a ton of different opportunities. And like I said, at the end of this road, this is where, if you guys want to skip ahead, all the timestamps throughout this, by the way, but I just kind of want to talk through this as I'm kind of reminiscing on this, because it's a very interesting property. But it's actually kind of plugged into this hotel right here. And so the nice thing is you have the security of the hotel, and this is actually the entrance of the property. This would be perfect for kind of like a little cafe or local restaurants. And with such a cheap cost, $300 a month, this is something where, you can actually get a better price if you pay for the full year. So let's say you were just interested in doing that $3,600. That's nothing, basically. That door is very, very cute and vintage. It opens up to the main road there. And on that main road, there really aren't many kind of standout cafes or restaurants. And that's something that I always look at in emerging market real estate, is what is kind of the value you can add. I talk about that in many different videos. But if you have a digital strategy, if you kind of know some of these things, and you can kind of bring them to the table, potentially partnering up with a local business person in Arequipa, which I have connections to if you guys are curious on, and then kind of bring your skill sets would be very valuable. And they also kind of have this upstairs area that could be taken down and kind of added as more seating, but this could be maybe like a little cooking area or just for extra storage. But quite interesting here. And then this next clip, I'll kind of show you a little bit more of that rooftop, right? So this is kind of the back to that rooftop on the hotel. So beautiful, that view. And this was kind of that main entrance area that I didn't necessarily show in the other one. So next, we're moving on to this kind of abandoned lot property. This thing is fascinating to me. You could, I mean, personally, I think this should be torn down. They were potentially talking about, redoing it, but it's kind of beyond gone, in my opinion. Very, very cheap price, so it's $300K for that full lot. Again, that full lot is actually on that same road that the hotel is on, just a little bit further away from the Plaza de Armas. There's kind of this park at the very end. If you guys want, I can do kind of a video breaking down Arequipa on Google Earth and kind of mapping it out. But as long as you're interested, again, just let me know in the comments. I'm always open to, when I'm doing these real estate videos, open to iterating and improving, kind of changing up the style, whatever you guys find interesting, I will definitely do. But I personally just enjoy doing this. I'm always touring properties for private clients and then sharing some of it publicly here on the channel. But this property is quite beautiful. So you can see that's kind of the full layout. Everything there is included. So up until that wall right there, I think that building could be torn down. But yeah, this is definitely a big project, right? You'd want to know developers. But it's a really, really cheap price. You can build up to, I think it's 6 stories in that area, if I remember correctly. Again, $300,000. Not a bad price. A very, very pretty view all the way up top here. This is only 4 stories, if I remember correctly. So you could technically build 2 more, but I would not recommend, using the property that's already there. That's something you could consult with, obviously, like with an engineer, a civil engineer in the area, which again, I have connections with. So if you guys are curious on that, just let us know. You can contact us via the email down below. But now I'm kind of heading down the stairs. I'm going to show you kind of the main area. It was the grandpa here with like his nephew and I think maybe like the grandpa's daughter. So it's kind of interesting, 3 generations who have had this property. Now, this has been listed for a long time. So personally, if you're interested in this, everything in South America is negotiable. So this is a property where I think you could definitely talk them down on the price. But yeah, a lot of interesting kind of opportunity here. Definitely, like I said, needs to be redone, needs some work to it. But the next property we're going to go to, again, the main thing with this video is just kind of providing a big variety of what's available in Arequipa. None of these are really open online. Online the prices are a bit different, but when you're boots on the ground, the stuff that I do, you get a bit of a different look at it. It's a different perspective, and you can actually physically see it. So these next 2 are actually both under $400 US per month. Now, they're a bit older apartments. They're right next to this Salina. These Salinas are called they're hostels across South America, and so a lot of people are in this area. But the interesting thing is there's not a ton of good Airbnbs, and these I think are perfect for Airbnb. I also talked with her about potentially, if someone wants to rent both of them together, both these two apartments, which are a bit small. If you want nitty-gritty details on like square footage, all those things, I can provide them down below in the description. But if you rented them both together, you could probably get them for about $500 US a month, which is basically nothing. Potentially rent them out for like $40 a night. Then you obviously have to kind of factor in occupancy rates, these different things. Also with the monthly costs, everything is included, water, lighting. There really isn't any like housing administration fees, but there's nothing beyond that a monthly cost. And again, as I talked about with all these, everything's included with this one specifically, but as with kind of anything in South America, if you can pay up front, let's say like 6 months or a year, you get a much better price. And then factoring that in, there's kind of a ton of traffic, a ton of tourists. They're going to Arequipa, enjoying the city. It's called the White City. Very beautiful. I really enjoyed my time here. One of my favorite things is actually this local market where they have all these, amazing salteñas, empanadas. They're like, less than 3 soles, which is like 25 cents, something like that, but so good, like nice quality. Again, obviously these apartments need a bit of kind of fixing up, but if you wanted to rent these on Airbnb, most places in Arequipa are around $40 to $50 a night that are smaller than this. These are relatively big, but it depends what you want to do. These actually aren't for sale. However, like I said, you can kind of get a pretty good deal if you're kind of combining the prices together. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, which one of these properties you're the most interested in, and we'll continue on here. So like I said, this does need a lot of remodeling. Now the electric works, water works, everything is good. However, the amenities do need some updating. So she kind of shows there, that the electricity is working. Also on the roof of this building specifically, there is kind of this common area. I don't show it in this video. The view isn't the best from here, but that's, you kind of get what you pay for. You can rent these both, like I said, for around like $600 to $500 a month. And then, let's say you'd pay for the year for 6 months, you can get an even better price. So if we move on here, I think the next property we're going into, if I remember correctly, is this really old house kind of on this, the other side of the river. If you kind of go the opposite direction of the other properties I showed you on the Plaza de Armas, it's kind of this main road that goes across the river. And this house is for sale. I can't remember the exact price. I think it's around $150 but the problem is this family's been here forever. The price is very negotiable with this one. A lot of the doors were locked, so this property specifically I can't tell you a ton about, but for the rest of the video I'm just going to kind of leave it open. It's mostly b-roll, walking around the city. You can kind of check out the rest of this property, but not too much else to say. If you guys have any other questions about Arequipa, let me know in the comments down below. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed it, as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, stay up to date, hit the notification bell, and click all. Invest global, and until next time.